I need you to disappear. Like, genuinely, you need to disappear. Because if you keep on telling everybody what you're doing, your newest bench PR, your newest job that you got, the newest car that you may be buying or going to buy, you are just seeking validation. For you to get away from seeing the material things in life and for you to get away from constantly wanting somebody to talk about you or constantly wanting somebody to like just look at you in a different way, you have to stop doing that. You have to hide away. You have to create a new life for yourself in silence, because then once you've made it, then it's totally okay for you to, I guess, go out and flaunt or whatever, which I still don't advise, but I feel like you have to wait until you've truly succeeded for you to go out and brag. Like, there's a difference between being happy about what you've done and being happy about what you're getting, and that's completely different from just trying to just trying to flaunt to other people. Like, one of my friends, he works at Lifetime, the gym, and at first I used to make fun of him, and I used to be like, why are you trying to keep it a secret that you're working at this gym? And then, or that you're working at all? And he was like, yo, I just wanted to be humble. I didn't want to tell anybody nothing. And I feel like at the moment I didn't understand how important it really was to, I guess, sometimes keep your information away from people, because it teaches you to focus on yourself. It teaches you to actually cultivate what you've been trying to work on, or your life in general. It gets you in order because you're no longer seeking the validation of others and you're doing it for yourself. Because the moment that you start telling other people what you're doing or what you're trying to succeed in or whatever it may be, you're trying to seek validation in some sort of spiritual form. Like, you might not realize it, you might not tell yourself that you're seeking validation, but you are. Like, I catch myself doing this sometimes too. Like, I love doing what I do, and I sometimes tell my friends about it, and I catch myself and I'm like, damn, why am I telling them this? Like, I wanted to have this as some sort of secret thing to myself so I can grow in silence, because I feel like when you grow in silence, that's when you grow the most. When people aren't constantly thinking about you doing this, or when you just don't have anybody other, like, their thoughts in your head, you grow so much more than when you believe or you think about what they might say about you, or just in general. Like, I feel like it reaches a point where it's bragging and you just gain no value from that. You're just trying to make yourself feel better. And if you actually want to feel fulfilled, if you want to be happy, you have to take away other people's opinions about you, and you have to think on your own and actually reflect about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I feel like in silence and doing it all alone is the way you're meant to do it. That's why, and I also believe when you do this alone, you reach some sort of inner peace, and some, like, your thoughts begin to flow so much easier, and you start to think like a lot better. You start creating ideas. You start just thinking about your project and your ideas and whatever you want to do or improve in. You start thinking about solely that, and that's when you see the most growth in yourself. And I have noticed that in myself, and I'm not going to be like arrogant and say that I've noticed like the biggest things, but I have noticed that my perspective on things have began to change, and I've began to speak to my sister about things like this, and she's also noticed it. But you have to be willing to work in silence, for then in the future you could publicize or just show everybody what you have done and what you've grown to be. And something that I've noticed, which hasn't been recent, it was a little bit in the past. It was some, I used to post videos on my working out, and I was like at the worst that I could have probably been in terms of making working out videos, because I was like small. I couldn't lift any weight. I just posted, and then I realized, why was I doing this? I was seeking validation. Like, even the smallest muscles that I have, I was seeking validation for what I did have. And I just wanted to get some sort of, output from it. I wanted people to tell me that I look good. I wanted people to tell me, oh, you lost so much weight. I wanted people to tell me these things, and it was just all validation seeking. And I feel like until you lose this mindset and until you free yourself from this, you're just not going to live a fulfilling life, because you have to learn to think for your own self and to not care about what other people think while doing so. And yeah, and you just get more time to cultivate yourself. And that's why people talk about monk mode, or like become unrecognizable in 6 months, cut everybody off, just stick yourself in a room and work. And that's what like all these transcendentalists like Thoreau and Emerson, they all like they stuck themselves in a room and they just worked consecutively and just had their own thoughts running through them. And I feel like sometimes isolating yourself shows you the true value and the true meaning of who you are and what you want to be in the future. And it also just helps you think a lot better without having other outside voices constantly interrupting you. And that's all I wanted to say. Just be humble and seclude yourself for a little, like at night, whatever it may be. Start formulating thoughts, start making ideas, start begin what you never wanted to begin in before, and just grow enough. And don't tell anybody as you grow, because I feel like that's what's so great in it, because then you understand that you're doing it for yourself and not others, because you don't feel the need to tell others. Just seclude yourself and make sure you can find the most growth in yourself.